Now, I'm probably not the best person to be doing instructional videos, but I'm not the worst. Like I always say, I know enough to be dangerous. And there are certain things that I learned on my own. For example, the 1982 penny. I've had a lot of people tell me how they tell the difference between the small date and a large date. And after looking at dozens and dozens and dozens of 1982s, I realized that the best way to tell is just by looking at the number 2. If the number 2, the curved part, looks like a candy cane, it's a large date. Another way of thinking about it is if it looks like an umbrella handle, it's a large date. The small dates, the 2, the part that we're calling a candy cane, looks like a question mark without the dot, obviously. It loops around, and then it has just like a question mark. It goes to the left, and then it comes down like a question mark or a sickle, but I call it a question mark. And I learned that on my own because I started to realize what it looked like to me in my mind. And it became the most easiest way for me to tell the large from the small date, because the 1982 D copper penny, the difference between the small date and the large date in monetary value is the difference between $1 and maybe a 3, 4, depending on condition, between 300 and over $1,000. So there's a big difference between the 1982 small date and the large date. D, copper. Okay, so with that said, that's something I learned, and I learned that on my own. I've had many of the subscribers and my members talk to me about other indicators of various errors and things to look out for, and I'm very grateful for that. But some things I've actually learned on my own. Can you believe it? I was actually able to figure certain things out on my own. Unbelievable. And I'm here to share that with you. So another thing that I learned was, and I don't have a foreign coin on me, but USA coins, when you flip them like this, the reverse stays upright, as opposed to flipping it and it's upside down, right? So when you flip a right side up penny or any USA coin, it's also right side up on the reverse. Now, on most foreign coins, matter of fact, every one that I've ever seen, maybe there's a country I don't know about that has a coin that I haven't looked at, but on foreign coins, when you flip them, the reverse is upside down. So on foreign coins, the way you have to look at the reverse to be right side up, you have to go like this. See, and ours is upside down, but on a foreign coin, it would be right side up. But with the US coins, you can go like this, and you can learn this little flip trick, and it's pretty cool. So what happens with US coins when you flip them, right? If you do a good flip, you can tell the rotation of the reverse. So when you flip it, everything should look honky-dory, should look squared, leveled, etc. The image on the reverse should look flush, everything, right? Okay. But if you flip a US coin and the image is like this, well, the first thing you have to do is you have to try it again, right? Okay, then it's like, all right, not too bad. Sometimes you just make a mistake. You go like this, and it comes out like that. But if you flip it a few times and it's off, then you have to do a second check to see if it's rotated, and you make sure that the liberty and the date are parallel with your screen, and then very slowly you keep an eye on the liberty and the date to make sure you're not twisting it, and you check the reverse. Okay, and usually there's a slight rotation. Okay, that's normal. Usually there's a slight die rotation. That's perfectly normal. That's within tolerance. But if it looks like this, somewhere near that, that's a rotated die. The significance I think you're looking for, I can't remember if it's 15% or 25%. So that's 0. That would be, I guess that would be 25%. So 15 would be a little bit more than half. 12.5 would be half. 15 would be a little bit more than half the rotation. That would be 25%, right? That would be 50%, 75%, and of course 100% would be right back to where you were. So, but there's also another way to check rotation. So once you've done that, you're like, oh, okay, I think it's rotated, right? There's a reason they call this a flip. So right now, I put the 1982 copper large date Philadelphia in a flip. Believe it or not, it's pretty difficult to get the liberty and the date perfectly aligned, because every time you close the flip, it starts to move. But you want to get it as close to parallel with the top and bottom edge of the flip as possible. And now, because you can see that right on the screen, right? You can see the bottom and the top of the flip are parallel with the screen also. Now, so when we turn, we just make sure that the flip is parallel again. And now you can see that the penny is slightly rotated. Is this within tolerance? Probably. I'm going to say that this is within tolerance. This 15% would probably be, this would be 12.5%, right? Because this is 25%. So this would be 12.5. And where it's at now is probably like maybe a 5 to 7% rotation. But this is the final way to test the rotation of the die, would be with the flip. So, but I would still mark this as a slightly rotated die, just to let somebody know that, hey, the back is not right, because that's where it would be perfectly aligned, and it's not like that. It's like that's how the front is aligned, and that's how it should be aligned, but it's not. So there is a slight rotation to it. Does it add value? No, it just adds interest to the penny. But I put it in the flip. Well, first of all, it is nice. This is probably AU condition, maybe even mint state, except for that little mark on it. I don't know if that would come off with conservation. I doubt it. But it does add a little intrigue and interest to the penny. Okay, so please click like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about my little. Did you know that? Were you using your flip before to figure out if the reverse was rotated? Did you know that mostly USA pennies, when you flip it, the rotation, that's how you can tell the rotation, and that it's right side up? Did you know that? All right. If not, you learned something new today, and I'll see you on the next one.